Stop trying to backtrack now. No, stop your blood crying. Well, nobody's trying to buy that. Nobody's buying it. Stop your blood crying. We don't want to hear no. Screw face. Me no screw face. No. You don't get to play the victim, then turn around and try to say, I was a victim. No. I never thought in my day I would see the fact that people want to be a victim. I never dreamed in my lifetime I would ever see that happen, that it's more popular for people to be victimized. Male and female. You'll have a guy going like, yeah, man, yeah, he punked me right in the butt, man. He used to hit me Tuesdays and Thursdays, man. He used to bend me over this bar and just go to town. No matter how it sounds, they would say anything just to be a victim. It is unbelievable. I'm just like, this person Kanye just admitted to going down like a circus seal on his cousin. He just, I'm like, wow, he just threw that out there. They weren't even coming at him. He was like, I'm gonna get it out the way early before y'all come get me like Diddy. Like, I went down on my cousin. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. What is wrong with these people? We're in a victim-loving era. Like, everybody loves to hear a story about somebody being a victim. The girl I was talking to now, she's like, I'm going to watch some documentaries. Because I love documentaries. I'm like, she just loved the drama. They watch Love and Hip Hop. That show is still on the air. I'm like, that's still going? And they got every washed up rapper on there. Everybody who had like one hit, they on there with their girlfriend. They arguing and fighting. I'll be like, what y'all fighting for? Y'all ain't got no hits. It'd be like Lil Zane versus it'd be like Lil Zane versus Young Jock. Yo, man, we can fight outside. I'd be like, for what? A piece of chicken wing? What the hell going on here? Dude's broke as hell. This shit is crazy as hell. This is why I be trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all gotta understand. These people do not care. They have no care in their bones about anything y'all talking about. Cassie and her husband is mad at me or her team or whoever the hell it is. They mad at me. Y'all want to come after my channel. Congratulations. Knock yourself out. Don't care. I'm not going to sit here and lie for y'all. You said all that stuff on the stand. And your goofy ass husband had to sit there and hear how you cheated on him, which he probably didn't even know you was giving it up like that when y'all was dating. But what is it to him? Because he was the strength and conditioning coach and your trainer. Diddy paid you to train him, not sleep with her. You wasn't part of the freak offs. How do you make yourself part of the freak off? This chick was leaving you so she can go get down and get in the freak off because you ain't doing it for her. So she went to Diddy so she can get that real thing. She wanted to get freaky because she's a freak. She a freaky fraud. She a freaking fraud. And then y'all gonna go and sabotage my Twitter account and try to make it look like when I put a laughing emoji or something, y'all turned that into a heart. Like, oh, he liked that post. Come on, man. Y'all gotta do better than that. And then y'all out there, see, no, wonder why you like Diddy. Nah, that ain't gonna work on me, bro. That ain't gonna work on me, bro. That's definitely ain't gonna work on me. I called Twitter immediately. Y'all gotta understand, dog. You gonna get me with the facts, bro. I know y'all looking and searching and trying to see what y'all can find, but I'm authentic, baby, 100% through and through. So if you want to go and look. I don't give a damn. Look, enjoy your search. But I told y'all like this here. What's real is real and what's fake is fake. Worry about your own target. Don't worry about the people on the outside, because all you gonna do is give them enough ammunition to take you down. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Because most of these people are non-existent. They don't exist in these platforms, in these circles. They don't exist. You know what these dudes do? They sit around and they wonder. They make up stories. They make up all kind of garbage to try to keep things going. But I'm going to tell it to y'all straight up so that y'all would know the real. These people are playing a game with y'all. They have no intent of telling y'all the truth. They have no intent of being honest. The prosecution, how is Maureen Comey the lead prosecutor on this case? Your father, James Comey, is the former director of the FBI. He was let go, removed of duty, relieved of duty, right? So Comey has been replaced, and he's not even on the FBI no more. Well, his daughter gets assigned a case that she wasn't even assigned to. She got to this case late, right? And they brought her in there for the Giselle Maxwell thing, what she did with Epstein, and then you want to bring this person in. Where you try to connect Diddy to Epstein. Like, Diddy is like Epstein. No, he's not like Epstein. Epstein's had a whole list of underage girls doing acts. Diddy didn't have that. All those lies that was put out in the media to try to tear down the name of Sean Diddy Combs, how far did it get you? Really, how far did it get you? You see what I'm saying? This is what I'll be talking about. When people do things that's just counterproductive to what they really need to be focused on. This is why I don't focus on a lot of people. I keep my attention strong. And eyes on the prize. Now, while I was out getting some couple beers in my system, hanging out talking with some people, they was like, don't you got some evidence on Cassie that you can put out? And I was like, I was gonna do that today, but I held back because of the trial, because they got this new information coming out. So I'm just like, I'll wait till tomorrow to see what they come out with. But if they don't come out with it, I'm just gonna drop the video and push it out. Well, no, because they know what it is. If the prosecution loses this case, it's going to be embarrassing. If it's a mistrial, well, do they even try this again and waste the taxpayers' money? Because this whole thing is a waste of taxpayers' revenue. You're not helping no community. Nobody in the community is worried about what Diddy do in his private life. So I'm looking at this as a waste of time, a complete waste of time. It's like, oh, okay, well, you doing a whole bunch of stupid stuff. Well, that's the way they move. So if you see somebody moving in a way that don't resonate with how somebody should be moving, then that's when you ask questions. That's when you say, hey, this ain't cool. This ain't adding up. What the hell's going on here? You got to start asking questions, man, because if it ain't adding up to you, it ain't adding up, period. You know what I mean? So you got to start thinking, big picture. Like, what's the real big picture here? Like, what's really going on? Don Richards probably gonna hit the stand again tomorrow. And then, people get to see what her intentions really are and where she really stands, and what's gonna happen to her. Or we'll find out first of all what's gonna happen in the meeting. But one thing for certain, two things for sure, we're gonna have transcripts. We're gonna be ready to go on all levels. Ain't gonna be playing on no games on this side. We're gonna tell you exactly what they said in the trial, as we've done every day. You telling y'all everything that's going on in the trial. Now, if you on the Patreon, you gonna be in for a treat. My Patreon is Carceno for Life. That's Karceno for Life. And when you go on Carceno for Life Patreon, right away, we start telling you all the details that happened with the Cassie and how with Carrie Morgan, who I believe is going to take the stand also. She's going to bring Carrie Morgan up there on the stand, and her former best friend is going to sit there and testify. Straight like that. So, like I've always told people, man, it's like a whole string of narratives. Like, everybody have their own beliefs of what they think is the right way to do something. So it's all gonna be up to you. Right, and what you up to and what you in for. It's like, oh, this is your lifestyle, you up for that? Alright. Then it is what it is. I have no patience for the ridiculous. And when I start seeing things that don't make sense, a lot of people have said a lot of things because they're passionate, but are you judging the evidence? Are you judging the person? That's just all it is. I saw somebody say that it's fraud because she had a 10 record deal for 10 records. She only put out one record, so that's fraud. So Diddy's already guilty because of that. I've heard that stupid shit. So I've heard a lot of things that don't compute. No, because for that guy who just said that, that's not fraud. It's up to the record company and the discretion of the record company if they're going to distribute any music. Say just because you record the songs don't mean they're going to put it out. The song got to be good or to the standards of quality that they like. If not, then they're not going to put it up. It's up to the discretion of the artist because they're the ones got to put this out to get their money back, to get back their investment. Now, if you haven't paid back your investment, then that they loaned you the money, then of course the record label don't have to put out your album if it's not up to snuff. It's not something that they see as feasible. They still have requirements to take care of you during your contract with them. Unless they drop you from your contract, then you're not obligated to the 10 albums no more. Now, if you owe them, then it's a different, scenario. You'll just owe them for the rest of your life. But there'll be millions of other artists that will step up and say, well, that won't hold up in court. So again, the information was shock and awe. Well, when people start figuring out and putting the things together like it's a big gigantic puzzle, then you'll start to understand why people move in the way they move. Kendrick Lamar just doing a tour about 300 million, almost on the tour, like 2 and some change, and people are just acting strange, like really strange when it comes to this. So yeah, it's been very interesting. You would never believe this place was the scene of one of the most horrific car accidents earlier today. This spot right here. Crazy car accident was there. And I was the one like, whoa, I'm talking to y'all on the live stream while that was going down. Incredible. No. I don't have a witness list. So when they continue tomorrow, they probably gonna continue right where they left off. But there's supposed to be some special developments happening this week. So I don't know. Either they called a request of a new judge, or I have no idea. For everything that people get right, there's a lot they get wrong. And people don't be there to see that happen, and that's sad because, you learn from when you get things wrong. There we go. Well, 11-5 Lake. It's a nice place. Dude going off that ooh-wee. Yeah, you're never gonna have people that's fully on your side. You're always gonna have people that's on the fence sideways or whatever. And I'm on the side of truth. If they got evidence to show that Diddy did something, I would look at it. But I find it quite interesting that, top lady goes out. The team that's supposed to research all of this stuff, they all scrambling. It's a mess. Okay, now I just passed the place. Once again, I keep passing this place. How do I keep doing this? Every time I come past this place, I pass it. Oh, ain't nobody here tonight. Oh, ain't cool. That's unusual. It's my taco joint. You normally got my tacos on fleek up in there. They open 24 hours. That was pretty good. Steak dinner. Yo, free puff, baby. Free them from this nonsense. If you want to pay me, puff, my cash app is Carcino. Karceno. Straight like that. Yeah. We need that Diddy money, baby. Hey, what's up? Let me get a steak dinner.
Onion and cilantro?
Yep.
Yeah. This should wait.
Yep.
You want another drink?
No, I don't need a drink.
Okay. It's to go, right?
Yeah.
Thanks so much. It's ready. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, you want to come?
All right. So, like I was saying, when when all of the decisions are made and everybody start coming around, they gonna start to see. Right, integrity over everything. You said Knicks ain't shit. Yeah, I see it. Thanks, Ramon Ortiz, for pointing that out. We know the Knicks ain't shit. I'm with you on that. Now, society has played a mean trick on everybody, man. It really has. They got everyone believing that they're bigger than what they actually are. And you got a lot of people thinking that they are special. They're not special. You got a lot of people thinking that they are important. Okay? The girl from Danity Kane and all them, please. Then they had, what's her name? Christy Woods or whatever, D Woods, come out and try to throw dirt on Diddy's name right before the trial. She does an interview to say Diddy never beat her, sexually assaulted her, but he was mean and hit other people. What's your point? So if Diddy ain't did shit to you, what the hell are you doing up there on the podium? He was mean to me. When we made the TV show, he kept telling me about my weight. I need to watch my weight. He made me feel guilty because I was thicker than the other girls. Uh, that's called Hollywood. That's called the business. You think Diddy's the only one gonna tell you that you're gonna have to get on a treadmill? Huh? This is the music business. They all gonna tell you that. So he wasn't your best friend. So it was a problem because Diddy wasn't your best friend. That he was a businessman who was telling you this is what it takes to make it in the business. I'm sorry. You think they didn't tell Kelly Clarkson that she had to diet? Now she big as a beluga whale. You see her as she she on TV now, right? She ain't got no microphone in her goddamn hand. She probably try to eat it. And what happened? She was on TV living her big fat life, and then she changed her lifestyle up, right? You see Kelly Clarkson now? What she look like now? Kelly Clarkson looked like she done went through the doggone Ozempic pen, and then she got that big old balloon head and that little skinny body. She don't even look right. You know how they starve people out? That's supposed to be big. Like Demi Lovato, they wanted Demi to be skinny. Demi, you gotta diet. You gotta diet. Demi Lovato, she's a big girl. She got big jeans. You can tell. She got a lot of fatty jeans. She got that big body. Not everybody was made to be the same size. Are you gonna tell a Samoan he fat? He's Samoan. What the hell you want him to do? Shoot. Since he was a baby, he been been eating hog. Been eating hog his whole goddamn life. Now you gonna turn him into what? Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. But I want to know if Cassie gonna tell this story. Cassie, why don't you tell him the story that time when you supposedly was running away? Remember, you was gonna run away. What happened? Who house did you go to? You left your house and told Diddy you was tired. You was going back to Connecticut. You remember that? You were going back to your mama house. And what your mama tell you? Girl, you better get your ass back over there. Didn't your mama tell you to go back to Diddy's? She talked to Diddy on the phone and was telling you everything, and then you went and talked to your mama, and he had spent all that money on your moms and all them and your dads and all that stuff, right? And your mama talked to you and told you, girl, you need to work that out. You can stay here if you want, but you love. You want to go back to him, and you said, yeah, mama, I'm gonna go back to him. You forgot all that, didn't you, Cassie? You forgot all that. You know, when you jumped out the car and decided you was gonna get an Uber and walk, and y'all had that big argument and fight out in the middle of the street after the award show. You remember that. Hit the like button, good people. Hit the like button up, good people. Why was Diddy comfortable with Terrence J being around you? You know why. That wasn't the first time you've been around Terrence J, isn't it? Remember you was on 106 in Park? Ooh. And remember what happened to Terrence J when he came over to Diddy's party? And to keep Terrence quiet, y'all made Terrence's movie. Diddy promised him he was gonna promote the movie and everything else. What did Terrence see? Cassie? What did he see? Ah, man, the things y'all don't know. All these dots that they never even got to in that trial. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it on the Patreon. You know that. We're gonna fill in all these dots. Because it's all these dots. Right? They ain't even go into the Drake situation. When he sent you over there to make a song with Drake, and instead of making a song with Drake, you over there shopping with Drake, going around town. He didn't tell you to do all that. And got Drake touched up, right? But you avoided all that in this trial that we all know about because it's Drake, right? Everybody know what happened with Drake and Diddy, but you wanted to avoid that in this trial. Why is that, Cassie? Cassie Ventura, why do you want to avoid talking about Diddy and Drake? What is it that gonna reveal? So, what it does show is that you made your own decisions and you were making your own calls. You was doing what you wanted to do when you felt like doing it. Every time you went somewhere and Diddy wasn't around you 24 hours. So how is a guy who is so obsessed over you, so jealous of you all the time, don't have tabs on you 24/7? You get to go creep off and go get with Kid Cudi. You get to creep off and be with anybody you want. So when you say we on a break, that must mean y'all broke up. So when all these people are you creeping around with and messing around with, it's because Diddy knows you. You always seen a guy, because we know this, we men. You know how a guy is. A guy always getting in a fight over his girl because he knows how his girl is. His girl is loose. If you got a girl that's loose, those dudes always be trying to fight somebody. What you doing? What you talking to my girl for? What you doing? See, this one time I can't bring you nowhere. It's like, dude, you know how your girl is. She get a couple of drinks in her. She hollering at anything walking in the bar. They loose. She loose like fat lace sneakers. Chick is loose. So if Cassie's loose like that, and you know she's loose, that's why he gonna act the way he did, cause he know his girl is loose. She's a freak. She likes to get it like that, and she'll go creep off with whoever she felt like throwing a fuck to, cause she want to get down. Whenever you text like "I want to F" to the guy you sleeping with, why you have to text him that? He's your guy. You don't have to tell him that, but you want to do that so he can set up more freak offs. You got mouth sores for getting peed on and everything. And you like, oh man, I love it. Like, I just wanted to make him happy. No, you want to make yourself happy because you loved it. He might have introduced you to the lifestyle because you ain't never been into nothing like that. But when you was in it, you loved it. And you did all that stuff because you didn't want to get away from the lifestyle. You had a crib paid for. You don't care about no record deal where you want to be in the studio all day cutting records and making tracks. That ain't what you wanted. That wasn't what you wanted at all. You didn't want to make no records, make no albums, be in the studio trying to prepare for a tour. You was like, shoot, I'd rather F for this money. That's what you wanted to do, and you ended up doing it. Willie D said you gotta let a hoe be a hoe, so.
Okay,
All right, thanks,
thank you,
bro.
man. I'll be back.
All right, you too. All right, and now you chose to go. You chose to go the route that was less lucrative. You left Diddy because you was mad. You broke up with Diddy. You was like, I don't want to be with him no more. He said his dead baby mother was his soulmate. I'm through with him. That's what you said. You through with him. Because that was your soulmate. Oh man, they finna do this drug deal right here. Jesus Christ. This is the sickest drug. Like everything about this is like the creepiest drug deal you could ever do. This dude's down there in the black SUV, very inconspicuous. And here's the client coming to buy the drugs in the white car. So creepy. God damn, dog. Y'all can be anything more obvious that you're selling drugs. Damn. God, they just don't know. I'm like, good Lord. They lucky I ain't a cop. Can you be any more? You might as well put a sticker on there and say drug dealers on the side of your damn black SUV coming out here at 3:43 in the morning to a closed facility. Yeah, you come out in front of a closed facility and it's like, what is you doing? Then you got the person that's coming to buy the drugs. They ain't got no concern. They out in a all bright white car in front of another closed facility at 3 some in the morning. Yeah, that don't look conspicuous at all. It looks like a regular day. Guys, they lucky this is the burbs. In the city, they've been rolled on so damn quick. That's self snitching. They snitching all on themselves. For real. No, Cassie chose the fate she did. She chose the strength and conditioning coach. She chose that guy. Nobody picked that for her. She picked that herself. She said, "You know what I want in my life? I want a strength and conditioning coach." She was dating that dude on the side and end up sticking with him. Like, I want to be with him because I want a relationship. I want to be married. I want to have kids. Diddy already had about an army of kids. He didn't want no more kids. You wanted children. You wanted to be Cassie Combs for real in real life. He didn't want that. You kept playing the role and see where it got you. Now we're gonna see what's going on with this Don Richards tomorrow. Cause see, Don Richards, everyone they know Cassie failed. Her testimony failed, right? So now Don has got to be the one to save them, right? Then they want to talk about the sex worker. Oh, what about the sex worker though? Oh, you can't forget about the sex worker. Sex worker gonna bury him. You mean the guy who's been mentally insane, who's been declared mentally insane, the guy who had an American flag, went into the doggone building and got in a shootout with the police over Donald Trump. This is the man you finna put on the stand. You know, it's you gonna trust where his mind is right now? You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of stuff I be talking about every day. All of them want some money because they all have filed civil cases. All of them want money. One want 22 million, one want 30 million, one they all suing Diddy for money. So if this was all something he was so bad and it was criminal, it would be a different thing. Your motivation is money. Cassie had a tour she was going on with some doggone DJ. He was gonna take Cassie on tour because she was broke, so she was going to do that. Then she got the money from the lawsuit. She canceled the damn tour. What you cancel the tour for? Oh, I did that because I was just overwhelmed. There was just so much going on. No, you canceled the tour because you was doing it for the money, and now you don't have to do it. So this shows right there you didn't have the work ethic. If she had to lay on her back to get the money, Cassie would choose to lay on her back and get the money. Then go in the studio and work her ass off every goddamn day. She didn't want to do that. Cassie would not rather go in the gym, get on the treadmill, and do all that all day. She would rather F all day long, and that's how she stayed in shape. Freak offs, doing whole freak offs, getting IVs, doing dope, all the drugs in the world. She loved drugs, and that was it. Or, I mean, she ain't the first couple we've ever seen where the people are doing drugs left and right. Mm-hmm. Cassie, unfortunately, has no talent. She can't dance. She can't sing. She only looks cute. That was her assets. She looked cute, and that's why she was in magazines. That's why she was a model. She was a Della girl or Diella, whatever the hell they want to call it. Just like Carrie Morgan. When I told y'all, they both was in that modeling magazine and everything else. And the owner of that magazine, or well, the CEO of that magazine, put them both where they were supposed to be, so that the whole world would be able to see them and understand and basically showcase these young girls out to the world. But Cassie was just that. She was just the look. And Diddy just wanted her look to sell, you know, and keep him relevant. Take her to Paris, Fashion Week, all that. She wanted that life. She missed that lifestyle. Then she starts seeing all these other girls, Lori Harvey coming up, everybody blowing up, and she's sitting there with her two kids. This is what you wanted. This is the life you chose, Cassie. You chose this life. You wanted to have, you wanted kids, so you chose this guy to be your rock and your happiness and your peace. You chose this strength and conditioning coach. When she talking about Diddy threatened him and he ruined his life. He didn't ruin his life. Nobody, dude. If you're hired to do a job, right? You're hired by rich people to be a personal trainer, right? What other person is gonna train you when they find out you sitting there and taking the girlfriend of the person that's hiring you? What other person is gonna want you to around their wife, training their wives or training them and all that stuff, and you doing this? He was like, I don't want you to train him. You just took his girl. You ain't gonna take my wife and sleep with my wife. Hell no, I don't want you. You a sleaze bag. That's bad for business. That's bad for your business. And that's exactly what happened. It was bad for his business. He chose to do that. What do you think Diddy's gonna do? Write you a recommendation? I'm gonna write you a recommendation. Yeah, he took my girl. Yeah, he all good. Yeah, he took my girl. Nah, he ain't finna do that. Nobody gonna write you a recommendation for that. These dudes, man, I swear, they brains is not well. Gotta get y'all minds right. Diddy got her 2 movies. Got on Grand Theft Auto 5. He, I mean, like, how much more does Diddy have to do for this woman who delivered so little? And y'all talking about fraud. The only fraud was this woman pretending that she was a singer. Now, when they get Michelle from Destiny's Child on there, and Michelle tell you about her and Cassie, you see, here's the thing: the defense hasn't called their witnesses to the stand. Now, when they bring their witnesses to the stand, if it even goes this far, then you'll get to see something. Because if they bring Michelle Williams in there and she talks about Cassie, that's gonna have an impact. Because Michelle Williams is a devoted Christian. She's devoted to the church. Like, she refused to do certain acts that Destiny Child was trying to do because she's a Christian woman. And when the group broke up, she went back to doing her work, doing her Christian work. She ain't got time for the nonsense. And I respect her for that. Most people can't do that. Matthew had them getting more raunchy. Like, they getting older, having them doing more raunchier things. So when they did that thing on the stage where they had to give a lap dance to like Nelly and all the rappers, they had Destiny Child out there. And this one, Michelle had some pushback to it because she's a Christian, she can't be doing that stuff. So they had to do a little workaround with it because she's not gonna sit on a man's lap. You know, that just wasn't gonna happen. So it was a big situation with that, but that's a whole nother subject altogether. But I'm telling you, I've been around this industry for a long time. And I had a talk with somebody who do PR work, Jay Z and Big Daddy Kane and all them back in the day. And they got their situation they going through. And it's kind of similar to have some stuff look like Diddy and all that to a certain degree. But at the end of the day, it's all up on the person, you know, and what they about. So I just made it back to the crib, see no safe. So want to say shouts out to y'all again. Love, peace, and hair grease. Make sure y'all being kind to one another. That's a Sinners reference. If you didn't see Sinners, go out and go see the movie Sinners. And I will eat my meal, watch my shows, and get some rest. I will do just that. I'll let y'all tomorrow. And don't forget to go on that Patreon, Carcino for Life Patreon. We have a lot coming up tomorrow. Big day.